Thousands of campers are slowly making their way out of the Nevada desert after the popular Burning Man festival was ruined by torrential rain. Nevada officials say one person was killed during the severe weather. And ABC's Melissa Adon explains how officials are now trying to evacuate people.
The Nevada desert venue for Burning Man that attracted more than 70,000 turned into a muddy fiasco when monsoon weather slammed the retreat location. Partygoers describing the scenes of getting trapped in mud that felt like quicksand, stranded in these conditions with no working toilets, limited cell service, and only the food and supplies they brought.
There's no vendors for food, no. There's just a bunch of really nice people that are sharing what they have. Our camp brings out supplies, and we have kind of a makeshift kitchen where we prepare 2 meals a day.
Event organizers calling for people to stay in place and wait out the storm. The Black Rock Desert, a place that barely gets a quarter inch of rain or less in September, getting up to 1 inch within hours over the weekend.
It hit us pretty straight on, and the rain came as expected, and caused a mess. But
the festival, known for its self-reliant spirit centered around art, music, and camping, also attracting tech executives and celebrities. DJ Diplo sharing this video of him and comedian Chris Rock trudging through miles of mud to evacuate. Nevada officials closing down the roadways to the event after one death was reported. The local sheriff's office investigating the death, saying it occurred during this rain event, adding the family has been notified. Organizers are asking event goers to consider leaving the desert tomorrow as officials work to reopen roads and drier conditions will allow for them to leave safely. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now, a Nevada meteorologist says it should stay clear and dry at the festival site today, although some light rain showers could pass through tomorrow morning.
One of the funniest parts about this whole debacle has been watching these Burning Man people respond to the outside world's reaction to their current situation. I know that nowadays people have a really short attention span. I know that nowadays people suffer from short-term memory loss. But keep in mind that they are the ones that declared that this was some type of national emergency. They're the ones that rung the alarm and claimed that they were all in danger. They were the ones that were announcing these emergencies, not us, not me, damn sure not you all, not anyone on the outside world. They did it. The officials there, the organizers of the event, whoever, they're the ones that declared this an emergency and got the outside world's attention. I think it's safe to say that half the people watching this video right now didn't even know what Burning Man was until the other day when this emergency was declared. And the other half of you who knew what Burning Man was, the majority of you all weren't following up with it and didn't care what was going on. They kind of dragged you in by announcing this emergency. Yet now they're kind of acting appalled that people are showing concern. They're acting almost as if they're beyond something bad happening to them. Why are you questioning things down here? Don't worry about us. You're making more of the situation than what it is. How? Last time I checked, y'all were the ones sharing TikTok videos complaining about running out of food and water. Last time I checked, y'all were the ones filming TikTok videos complaining about how you were stuck and the mud was burning your skin and all of this good stuff. I'm not there. Most of you all are not there. We're damn sure not recording these TikTok videos and all of this stuff in our backyards. They're the ones that have been putting out the information. We're simply reacting to it, yet they're acting as if the outside world is creating all of this information just off the top of our heads. We're just creating stuff. Y'all were the ones that started spreading rumors about Ebola and all of these other diseases spreading around, sending text messages and videos to the outside world, spreading this news. Yet then they want to act like they're offended when people show concern or ask questions and question what in the hell is going on down there. It's like, hey, don't forget, y'all were the ones that rung the alarm. I'm pretty sure the majority of us didn't even care about anything that was going on out there, and we would have never even paid attention to what y'all were doing until y'all started panicking and saying that it was a national emergency. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I just find it really funny watching these people put out this information and then act clueless about it once the outside world picks up on it and reacts to it. But the response to this news story overall, it's been kind of weird. It looks like there's a concerted effort on some people's behalf to like protect the image of Burning Man. And I don't see why that's necessary. I'm not here, and I don't think most people are here to really bash the event. We're just reacting to what's currently going on and the information that they are currently sharing. But I've already had people get mad at me because I said that most of the people out there are high as a kite. And then I got a lot of people in my comments claiming that, no, it's a sober event and they're sober. No one's high out there. You have no idea what Burning Man's like. And I'm like, who's sober at Burning Man? Why would you be sober at Burning Man? I wouldn't be sober at Burning Man. Yet there's this concerted effort to act as if these activities don't go on out there. And then now I got people mad at me because I said that, there's rich people out there and more successful people out there who are having a better time than people who aren't as successful and don't have as much money because they got better equipment. They're there in RVs and stuff like that while other people are flooded in tents. And for some reason, I don't know how some people even operate in the outside world with the mentalities that they have, but common sense should tell you that the more money you have, the more prepared you are because you can afford it. I'm not looking down on anyone for being successful. Some people were like, oh, you're just jealous because you can't afford to be there. I made enough money just yesterday to go to Burning Man for the next couple of years if I desired. It's not really my scene. I think it looks fun if the weather conditions are better. But in the year 2023, with all the wild stuff that's going on in the world, I definitely feel like it's not necessarily safe to be going to an event like that one. So it's not really my scene. But at the same time, to act as if money doesn't play a factor in everything, that's just kind of ignorant, if you ask me. Obviously, the more money you have, which it's not a problem that you have money, the more money you have, the more prepared you're going to be. So if you're stuck at Burning Man and you're in a RV, you're going to be having a better time. You're more prepared than the people who are there sleeping in tents full of mud. It's really common sense, yet people are offended because I said there's a lot of rich people at Burning Man, but the reality is this is not 1977 anymore. This isn't 1997 anymore, okay? This is 2023. Burning Man has changed a lot. And yes, there's a lot of rich and powerful people out there. And yes, bet your ass they're going to get out of there before all of the other people. I've seen people say, well, Chris Rock walked out of there. How do you know that? If you watch the video, you see that Diplo and Chris Rock get in a truck and they take them away from Burning Man. How was that truck able to get in when access to this area is blocked? Money talks. So I guess if you're coming to pick up Chris Rock, you're allowed to come into the city, but anyone else, you can't come. Use common sense. Money plays a factor in everything. Money makes problems disappear. The more money you have, the better equipped you are to get out of a situation. Point blank, period. So like I was trying to tell people, there's this interesting dynamic at Burning Man because it's like a real city. You have certain areas where people aren't as prepared as others. You have certain areas that's just like a tent city. You got certain areas where there's nothing but millionaires with luxury RVs partying on top of giant pieces of art that they had the time to create because they made their money on the stock market and they don't have to work and all of this other stuff, okay? There's a lot of interesting dynamics out there. It's not like you got all just the same type of people crammed in one area. Some areas are more expensive than others. Some people, because Burning Man It's supposed to be this community event. So you go out there, and oftentimes the people who go out there, they don't have anything at all. You're not prepared at all. You literally show up with the backpack and the clothes that are on your back. You don't shower for over a week, and you eat with the community. They have little booths all around with food and water. Now, a lot of those booths aren't there, and a lot of those booths, food went bad. So it's already, been a tough situation for a lot of the people out there. It's tougher for some people than it is for others. That's just life. To deny that is just ignorant. And then I saw some comments, people were really offended that I said that a lot of the people out there with the big trailers and the big trucks are wealthy people. And people are all like, how dare you say that? You think that you have to be wealthy to own a truck? These are hardworking blue-collar Americans out there. And I'm like, okay, listen, I'm from the South. I'm surrounded by nothing but hardworking blue-collar Americans, and the majority of them would not be caught dead partying in the desert with a bunch of hippies. There's nothing wrong with partying out there. I would join the party, but let's not sit here and pretend like this event is something that it's not. We know the crowd that attends this event. I'm sure there are some hardworking Americans out there, maybe even blue-collared Americans, or whatever you want to call them. But the reality is, the majority of hard-working blue-collar Americans are sitting at home laughing at all of the people stuck in the mud, okay? That's just the reality of the situation. These two crowds aren't necessarily the same crowds. But hey, if that's what you all want to put out there, go ahead, feel free to say whatever you want, and you can portray this event in any light that you feel necessary. But just know, we all see it, and we're not blind. But as of right now, there's still tens of thousands of people still trapped out there, and it seems as if there may be some showers tomorrow morning. Even when the process gets going, and I know that some people have been able to start leaving, even when the process gets going, it's going to take hours upon hours upon hours to get out of the area. But let's go ahead and check in with someone on the ground, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
We're worried about the people that are not well prepared to be out here. I don't think the gravity of the situation has really come across to a lot of the folks that are here. Still see a lot of partying and using up people's fuel, but we've been asked to conserve our fuel as much as possible, to conserve our water. A little concerned about the porta potty situation. There's not a lot of capacity, and the trucks are not able to get around and service us. But we have backup plans, buckets, etc., to keep us. We came prepared. We know what happens. Not surprised if this event gets canceled. This is, I think, the change in the weather has definitely made this a different place. Might need to find a new venue moving forward. Anyway, we're having fun out here. It's awesome art.
He's right. I don't think a lot of the people out there realize the gravity of the situation. They're partying and they're wasting fuel when they're supposed to be conserving fuel. I don't think that a lot of these people are going to have the gas to get out of there. And you also have to understand that even when the mud dries up, a lot of them still have to wait for help because they're going to have to get towed out of the mud or something along those lines. But I was talking about earlier how there's this interesting dynamic. There's a lot of wealthy people that now attend this event. It's not really the same as how it used to be. And the majority of people out there who've been going to this event for years will tell you the same thing. But one of the funny things is that some of these people, they're abandoning their trailers, they're abandoning their RVs, they're abandoning their cars, and they're just like, oh, screw it. Who cares about that truck? Who cares about that RV? We're going to try to get out of here on foot. We'll let them handle this. And they're just leaving behind trash and all types of stuff. So I think that the reality is the reason why people are trying to be so sensitive right now is because there's a threat that this event kind of no longer takes place, or at the very least, They may be changing venues. I don't know though. We'll have to pay attention. I'm sure a lot of people will still be going next year, but we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts though down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next video.